How does Trump's big beautiful bill impact sports cards? Well, thankfully I have some good news for collectors and resellers. I'm Jonny Petrucco, an IRS Enrolled Agent, and after sifting through 900 pages of this new tax bill, I have some updates for you. Before touching how this will impact the sports card market, a little background. So Trump originally passed a bill in 2018 that had massive tax cuts, and that was expiring in 2025. Now with him in office, he's basically extended all that was put into place in 2018 and even improved and increase some tax deductions for the general population. Effective for tax year 2025, which we'll file in 2026, we file our 2025 taxes. We will see an increase to the standard deduction, an increase to the child tax credit from $2,000 to $2,200, the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Those in particular don't impact the sports card world. Tips, even though on Whatnot, that is a different kind of tip that would be eligible for no tax on tips, but it's close and it affects most other people. Nevertheless, there's still a few more that will impact most people, like deducting personal interest on a car loan. So if you purchase a vehicle in 2025, you can now deduct the interest expense. And another notable thing that will impact more people is charitable contributions are normally an itemized deduction, but single filers can deduct $1,000 and married filing jointly can deduct $2,000 from their taxes. Also, there's a benefit for the higher income earners in high state tax states such as California and New York. The SALT cap was raised from $10,000 to $40,000. So this means before, if you're itemizing deductions, you are limited to deduct your state taxes, local and property taxes, but now it's bumped up to $40,000. So this gives you a better way to deduct on those high state tax payments. Even better, if you have an S corporation, you can take advantage of the pass-through entity tax where your S corporation pays your state income tax. That becomes a deduction to your business and it flows through to you personally. Even though it's raised from $10,000 to $40,000, there's still some advantage of doing it in that kind of way. But now you have the flexibility to have both aspects and pay less taxes overall. Unfortunately, California and New York, you're going to pay higher in general, but this is a nice little workaround to help reduce it. I just have two more I want to share, one for the collectors and one for the resellers, business owners. But reach out to me if you have any specific questions that I don't cover here. If you need a further clarification, leave a comment, reach out to me. I'm giving free consultations. There's 900 pages in this tax code, so we can't cover everything here, but please reach out. And also check out my sports card tax pack. Okay, this is a new thing. There's a limited 250 packs where you can pull a free tax return, free tax planning session. There's 3 cards in a pack, $5. Get yours today. Okay, for my true hobbyists, collectors, investors, you're not classified as a business, but you might receive a 1099. So the good news is in 2025, so this is important, effective now for 2025, the threshold for 1099K tax reporting is back up to $20,000 and 200 transactions. The American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 proposed to bring down that threshold to $600. And this just became a long-winded, hard thing to implement that was staging down from $5,000 in 2025. It was supposed to be $2,500 in 2026, $600. But as of 2025, we are back up to $20,000 and 200 transactions. The and is important because we were going down to $600 with one transaction. So the law says if you sell, say, $10,000 on eBay or on Whatnot, you would not receive a federal 1099K. Please keep in mind, states have different thresholds. I know like Vermont, Virginia, North Carolina, their threshold may not match what this new bill brought us back to, the 20,000 and 200 transactions. Just don't be surprised if the state sends things. Also, I wouldn't rely fully on these payment processors. They very well could get their system messed up and still send a 1099 for something under $20,000. Just be aware that that's the law, but you still very well could receive 1099K, and reach out to me if you need help. If you get one, you got to definitely make sure we can maximize deductions. Even still, with or without a 1099, it should not make any difference. Every dollar that's sold should be reported. The 1099K is just a way to pass on that information to the IRS. And now you're certainly on the hook for paying taxes on that. But then again, any sale should be reported. And now those who are operating a sports card business, 100% bonus depreciation. So this bill has brought that back in 2025. 40% depreciation is what we were supposed to have, but now it's 100%. So what does this mean? The IRS and accounting principles require for assets that are generally worth more than $2,500 to be expensed over its useful life. So if we have a car for $40,000, that has to be spread out over 5-7 years. Same thing with a computer and other equipment and furniture, even buildings in this nature. They all have a different useful life. Commercial and residential buildings have a useful life of 39 years and 27.5 years. Bonus depreciation is not relevant for real estate. That's going to be that 27.5 and 39. Bonus depreciation is for things that are under 20 years useful life. That's everything else: computers, furniture, and vehicles. So the vehicle is going to be the most relevant here. However, if you're also a content creator and you purchase a large expensive camera, or if you have a shop that is getting new fixtures and furnitures, those all technically should be capitalized and expensed over, say, 5 years. But now with bonus depreciation, we can go ahead and expense all of that in that year so that you get the deduction in that year. What makes this very powerful is you do not have to necessarily pay off all of that asset to get the deduction. You can take out a loan and purchase something for $40,000 and take 100% of that deduction. Bonus depreciation does apply to business vehicles. These vehicles that you're taking to pick up deals, to travel to card shows, and so on. Now, there's a few factors to consider. It has to be at least 50% business use, and you can do it up to 100%. With that, you also can consider, is it over 6,000 pounds or under 6,000 pounds? If it's under 6,000 pounds, our bonus depreciation is limited. So when depreciating vehicles, first we have Section 179, which will be about $12,000 in this year, plus a maximum of $8,000 bonus depreciation. So in your first year of service, for a vehicle under 6,000 pounds, you can depreciate $20,000 worth. But if our vehicle, our truck, our van, large SUV is over 6,000 pounds, your Section 179 expense is $30,000, and your bonus depreciation has the potential to be unlimited. This is one of the ways to fully expense a large vehicle. Now, there's more to it and more details to properly document this and make sure this is audit proof and it can be done correctly. So please reach out if you have any questions. And at Sports Card Tax Guy, we're helping our clients trade their IRS stress for financial success. Talk to you soon.